All right, we're going to kick off the recap of ATSNJ 2021 with our new president, Jessica Springstead. Jessica, congratulations on your transition from president-elect to president of the Athletic Trainer Society of New Jersey. Jessica is, in addition to her role as conference chair and president of ATSNJ, she's the practice administrator at Bergen Newbridge Medical Center here in New Jersey. Jess, thanks for taking some time. I really want to talk about some of the highlights from the business meeting and some things that were key accomplishments in the last year for ATSNJ and New Jersey athletic trainers, and then also looking ahead. So first off, what do you think are some of the top key accomplishments of the last year for our profession in the state of New Jersey and the association?
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And I am super excited on taking on this role as president. Something I've dreamed about since I entered into athletic training. And it's one of those things that I've always kind of been on this is what I'll see myself in 5-10 years. So I'm excited for it to be here. Despite what happened, we survived. We are here. We are a thriving profession, despite the insanity of COVID. And in fact, I think, probably we are one of the professions somehow that has benefited from this pandemic. And I think it's just been able to show our versatility. We have kind of been finally fluffed up our feathers a little bit to show our ability to really jump in, as we always have. We are constantly jumping in on the sidelines, constantly jumping in when there's an emergency happening. And we're always that kind of silent, Batman, you get the signal up in the sign. And I think we got that signal loud and clear last March, and we've been answering it ever since. So first and foremost, I want to congratulate all my colleagues who have been able to, in some way, shape, or form, contribute to the survival of COVID in any aspect, whether it was in addition to their full-time position somewhere else, or just stepping up in that time, in that realm within their current position and continue to do so. So I think our biggest accomplishment is we've actually survived, and in some way we've thrived as a profession, really stepping up to the challenge. And I think, not to downplay nurses, doctors, everybody else. And I'm only speaking for athletic training, but I think we've really stepped up and we've really thrived. So I think that is probably my biggest proud moment as a mom of athletic trainers, I can say. As a society, we were still busy. We had legislative passed actually at the beginning of the year before things started shutting down. And we had continued to have things being presented to the legislation when they're actually doing something other than COVID. And we are continuing to just keep an eye on things, and we don't want to slow that progression. We were able to put together our COVID task force to really try to rally together some of additional resources to answer the guidelines that have come out by NJSAA, especially the first round, because it was so unprecedented. We just really didn't know how to digest it. So that task force really stepped up. We surveyed our membership, got an idea of how things were going. We utilized that data. We gave it to NJSAA, and they used it. So they might not be heeding our advice all the way, but they acknowledge that we do have, some areas that they have not been able to tap into, and we were able to give them that information, and we will continue to do so when appropriate. But I think the next thing is that we were able to support our membership. If there were any issues, concerns, we, guided and gave as much advice as much as possible. And we were there as an emotional support as well. I can't say enough about, all the members that I've been able to speak to, especially the executive council. There were many times that as we were jumping on a call, I was in tears. I was, freshly showered after a scalding hot shower, coming into my house trying to decontaminate, and we had to jump on for calls. And I really leaned on them because I had no idea how much of an emotional toll it really has taken, especially now as I reflect back a little bit. And I think we have a lot to offer for each other. I know AT Cares really jumped in and offered any support. There was a couple of live calls throughout the year that people could get on, both within New Jersey and also nationally. So it was great to see that. And, we really did a lot, despite the fact that, unfortunately, we had to react more than be proactive, which is more of my preference as an athletic trainer. But that was everybody, I think, in my opinion. So, a lot happened. And I think we still have a pretty decent amount of momentum going into 2021.
I would agree with that. It was an unprecedented year, and I think we came out of it the best possible way we could. So We had to be reactive, but now we're going to be proactive for this year. And, what are those goals and what are your objectives for this coming year?
I really want to, because unfortunately last year really put a halt on things, but I really want to focus on our Practice Act. We were actively pursuing sponsorships for evaluating our Practice Act and really taking our society to a next level, or really our profession within the state of New Jersey to the next level. We've been really leaning on our lobbyists, the Kaufman Zeta Group, significantly to get us an understanding of, okay, who should we start talking to? Who can we follow up with? Who can we, start navigating with? Obviously there's lots of Senate and Assembly people that have already supported us in many ways. We've supported them in the bills and legislation that they have put out for athlete safety. So we're hoping to, go back with them and be able to open that Practice Act when we start to feel that the legislation and, the government is ready for that. I'm not lost sight of that. And in fact, I really want to capitalize on the fact that so many of us have been doing so many other things, which is exactly what we're trying to tell you, is that, we were originally slated as just the athletic trainers on every sideline, but we don't have to be on that traditional sideline anymore. And over the past year, we've really stepped up to show that. Employers are seeking us actively in order to get that done, because they have seen our ability to handle things. And I really want to show them that if we can handle it during an emergency, that is our job, is to handle emergencies. And so there's no reason why we can't continue to do that and grow on those opportunities that we've been doing and be considered as part of these professionals, healthcare providers, that we can't continue to do that. So that is going to be a huge focus of mine, that we were hoping to continue with last year, and just continue to follow some of the other legislative bills that are out there. There's a lot of discussion about concussion management, return to school and sports, that have kind of continued to grow. And we are always getting updates on different legislation that's coming through that we would like to support where is it appropriate. So I really would like to kind of focus on some of that, because we have a lot of action that I would like to continue to pursue this year, and get back to a little bit of a sense of normalcy.
And we, as the athletic training community, can be involved in helping to move that action forward to support those objectives and goals. What are some key action steps that you're asking of us as our New Jersey athletic trainers to really kind of continue to move forward and step up and help toward that mission?
I mean, I think we just need to continue to be the team players that we've already been. Bring that objective scientific evidence of how we were able to manage some of these new challenges that we're probably going to see for a pretty significant period of time. With each new level of activity that goes on with COVID, there brings new level of management. The next step is, how do we get everybody vaccinated who needs to and wants to be vaccinated? And do we play a role in that? 100%. We were just told, go right ahead, shoot away, and let's do it. So anytime any of you get an opportunity to be trained in order to give the COVID vaccines, do it. Absolutely do it. And take a picture and send it to us so we can show the world that we were the right choice. They came to us asking us to do it. They realized that, one, they don't have enough healthcare providers in order to make it happen when the vaccine supply meets the demand, and they put us in a group where we belong, and we didn't even have to ask for that. So that's awesome. We've already shown them that we should be there, we can be there, and we will absolutely be there. So if you get an opportunity to now participate in this next step of the pandemic, then do it, because that's just going to give us that evidence of what we need to defend ourselves when somebody might challenge some of the things we're bringing into the new Practice Act requests. I would also ask the athletic trainers of New Jersey to continue to be as supportive and objective as they can be. I know that we are always sometimes, the forgotten little allied healthcare group. And, yes, we don't always get specifically named in allied healthcare professionals, but don't take that personally. When I was looking back, we really still have not been around for very long, and people still truly don't quite understand what it is that we can do. And now you have us doing so many other things. They're like, wait a minute, wait. Didn't I see you at my child's football game, and now you're giving me my vaccine? Like, hold on a second. I think it's good, but it's, might still confuse people. So I think we still need to advocate for ourselves, educate, and don't get mad. Just use that as momentum to just explain why, like, why are we still able to do these things? And I just need people to be patient. I know that a lot of things come out at the worst times and there's so much gray and there's not a lot of guidance, but the society is getting them pretty much at the same time as you are. And if you recall, we are all practicing athletic trainers too. So not only are we trying to guide you as a society, but we are also trying to implement these things into our professions as well and our jobs. So we're struggling with you, and we're not withholding information. We haven't gotten the information any sooner than you've gotten the information. So please be patient with us. We do the best we can to get information out to in the best time frame, but we also don't want to be reactive and then not get some answers before we get clarifications on things. So I know sometimes people might think that we aren't forthcoming, but I think it's because we're trying to make sure that it's digested, that we can give you the clarifications because we have the same questions. And we want to make sure that we don't, send out this email and that email and then like, oh, hold on, now we got this email, So we're trying to be concise and just make sure that we know what we're putting out there before we, put it out there. And we're doing the best to sort through that information while still doing it professionally as well. And it's a challenge to kind of toe the line between, both roles that we do as and participate in as an executive council.
Well, I know you're trying your best. I know you have an amazing team of leadership within our state association. So thank you for everything you're doing. And I want to wish you the very best of success as we navigate through these next few months and this next year together. Thank you for your action tips. And I know we can pull together and make some great things happen moving forward. So thank you for your time, Jess. I'm looking forward to showcasing the highlights of this whole conference over the next couple segments that people are going to hear. And we had a really amazing lineup this year. So thank you for putting that together and for your contribution. So I want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate, your support and, the society support. It's definitely a team effort. So I need everybody to all hands on deck, and let's, continue to push athletic training forward. And happy National Athletic Training Month to everybody, and happy National Athletic Training Week in the state of New Jersey.
That's right. That's right. Amen to that.
Yep.
All right, Jess, thank you so much. Good luck with everything and take care. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.